Hi, everyone. Sean out here at Sharp Memorial Hospital. And I think we can all agree nurses are super important. They deserve respect. They deserve dignity. They deserve to earn a decent living. And right now, while many of us have been spending the last couple of days with our families, hundreds of nurses have been out here on the picket line because they're not getting what they need from their employer, Sharp. So while corporate executives are bringing home millions of dollars, our nurses are barely scraping by and sometimes working 2 or 3 jobs just to pay the bills. That's not right. I want you to hear directly from the workers about why they're out here, what they're fighting for, and how we can support them.
My name is Andrea Muir. I'm the president of Sharp Professional Nurses Network, for short, and that's their registered nurse union at Sharp HealthCare. We have been bargaining with our employer for months now, since July 23rd. They're not willing to move on any of their proposals. The other issue is that before they unilaterally decided to change our sick policy, making it so that it's virtually impossible to call out sick without getting what we call an occurrence. If you get too many occurrences, you get fired.
So it's impossible to call out for being sick without putting your job at risk.
Right. And most nurses are not willing to do that. And most nurses, especially those with kids, they need to save their sick time for when they physically cannot work. They might be, up and around, but be contagious. We've got people, working in the NICU when they're ill because they can't afford the occurrences to call out.
Right.
We have people that had COVID and they were not allowed to call out sick because of the occurrences, and they just came to work. They didn't tell anybody, but what's their choice? And Sharp, when we pointed that out to them, they really just kind of ignored it and kept throwing to the sky about how much money they were saving. They changed the policy so no one called out sick anymore. It was like a 60% drop in sick calls, but that wasn't because no one was getting sick. It was because people are afraid to call out.
Right. And 2 more questions. The first one is, have you ever strike people? Have you ever struck?
No.
So this is your first strike?
This is the first strike this union has ever actually had to do. We've declared one in the past, but it was called off because our employer saw reason. This time, they're not. They let us come out here on the curb.
And how serious does a nurse take it when they go out on strike?
It's extremely serious. It's a absolute last resort, and I had said that from the start, and so had the rest of our bargaining team and all of our members. If we strike, it's because we've tried every other avenue. We tried petitions, we tried March on the Bus, we did a strike or an informational picket, we did a bunch of demonstrations during bargaining to let them understand where we are coming from, and none of that worked. And then we tried bargaining with them for months on end, trying to find every other option to make them move on their proposal so that it works for both sides, and they would not budge from their original proposal. And here we are.
Right.
We don't want to be out here. We want to be in there, and we're hearing some very scary stories from inside the building, which of course Sharp will never admit to.
And how can everyday people support you all?
That's a good question. You can contact Sharp and tell them to pay these nurses what they're worth. Sharp touts their quality ratings, their customer service ratings, their magnet status. The only reason they have any of that is because of their workers, and their largest single group of workers is registered nurses. We make fully a third of their workforce.
Thank you. With your name and your position.
I'm Paul Kelly. I'm the spin chairperson for Memorial.
And are you
Sharp Memorial?
The job that you do on a day-to-day basis?
So I am a 4 North nurse. I work in the orthopedic trauma unit at Sharp Memorial. I'm an RN, of course. And it's the union of the nurses that are tired of being mistreated by management, disrespected. We want nurses to be at their best. And in order to be at your best, you need to be treated like that.
Why are you a nurse?
I'm a nurse. There's a lot of reasons I'm a nurse. My mother was a nurse growing up. I was not happy with what I was doing because it didn't fulfill me. It didn't feel like I was providing anything to the community. Even though I know I was, I just didn't feel like I was doing that. And my dad went back to school to become a nurse, and I thought an opportunity for me to do something that I feel is worthwhile for me. And it's one of the best things I've ever done. I'm super happy. I love people. I love making people feel better than what they feel like, and helping them, enjoy life as best they can in the situation they're at, and also helping them get home safe. And it just makes me fulfilled and makes me feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah. Last question. You have a message for management? The executives?
When I talk about management, I work with my managers on the floor every day. They're there.
How about the
They're at
executives?
bedside, but the executives are out of touch with the things that I'm talking about. They don't realize that these are the things that are making them money.
Yeah.
Bringing the people in here who are happy with the healthcare they get make them the money. And they don't respect that. They don't respect that the people that are here every day, breaking their backs, bending over, getting injured, those are the things that we're going to be paying for the rest of our lives. They don't want to pay for it today. And I think that's shameful. And they should be ashamed.
Thank you.